Hi, I'm Juliette, and this is my montage video essay inspired by the YouTube channel Every Frame a Painting. So, today we will be exploring the montage scene from the Disney Pixar animated film Up, released in 2009, and was then awarded 2 Academy Awards at the 2010 Oscars. First of all, the basic plot of the film is centered around an elderly man named Carl Fredricksen. Carl is determined to get to South America. More specifically, a place called Paradise Falls. This is to fulfill a promise that he made to his deceased wife, Ellie. After tying hundreds of balloons to his house, he is off to South America. However, he soon discovers there is a little boy, Russell, from the Wilderness Explorers, who is aboard his house. Essentially, they set off on a bigger adventure than they ever anticipated, meeting new friends and gaining new experiences. The montage scene that we're looking at focuses on bringing the audience on the journey of Carl and Ellie's married life, and this montage was then famously named Married Life. Although Ellie is not a major character in the film, her presence in the montage is crucial to the rest of the plot. The montage takes place before the main events of the film, however it still contributes to the plot in numerous important ways. The montage is essentially an emotional roller coaster that utilizes specific montage editing, incredible visuals, and music in order to set the scene for the rest of the film in a very meaningful way. I think the most important role for the montage is to give the audience context, because context is crucial for the whole plot. What I mean is, if the whole film is centered around Paradise Falls and Carl needing to get there, then the audience needs to know why. Rhetorical questions such as, why does he want to go to Paradise Falls? Why is it so important to him? Are very important questions that need to be answered, and that is what the montage sequence does. It is clear that getting there is a sense of fulfillment and honoring his wife, whom he loves and misses dearly. Making it to Paradise Falls is extremely significant, and this montage is essentially what gives it that meaning. Married Life also gives the viewer a powerful backstory to Carl's seemingly pessimistic, irritable, and dull personality. For instance, if we just met Carl without the montage and jumped straight to him meeting Russell, we would have a completely different perception and opinion towards him. The montage creates a sense of sympathy and empathy for him that the audience wouldn't have otherwise. The fact that we know Carl was never able to go on the journey of fatherhood, and he never seemed to have any interactions with kids at all, makes his relationship with Russell even more special. And this is reinforced by the fact that we know that Russell is lacking a father figure in his life. This making Carl and Russell's relationship that much more meaningful. One of the most stunning things about this montage in particular is that it basically communicates Carl's whole life story without even using a single line of dialogue. Married Life is a slower-paced montage sequence in comparison to many other montages, but it does combine a wide range of shot lengths. Within the montage, there are still moments where there is a quick succession of shots. For example, when the coins are dropping into the Paradise Falls jar, and also when Ellie is tying Carl's tie every day for a long time. This is also juxtaposed against the slow-paced shots that are more sorrowful, which increases the emotional impact in the viewer. I like to compare this to the saying, "Time flies when you're having fun," because in the montage we can see that when Carl and Ellie are happy, time flies, and the cuts are quick, but all of this changes when the mood suddenly drops. Suddenly the time isn't flying anymore, and it seems as if time has completely slowed down. Anyhow, I have decided to characterize Married Life as an overtonal montage. This is based on Eisenstein's methods of montage, meaning that the editing is a combination of rhythmic, tonal, and metric editing, hence creating overtonal. Most people would say that Married Life is an extremely emotional montage. Really, it's the transfer of emotion from screen to audience that makes Married Life so emotional. The result of the overtonal editing style is that the transitions and the timing of the transitions perfectly fit the emotion, pace, and overall mood of the individual shot. For example, like I mentioned before, when the overall tone is gloomy and melancholy, the transitions are long crossfades and long cross dissolves. In comparison, when the tone is cheerful and upbeat, the transitions are quick cuts that show the time passing. This then coexists with the music to create a perfect blend. One of the most striking observations I made was that if you look closely, it is evident that the color scheme of the montage changes to reflect the nature of Carl and Ellie's relationship. So, when they are young and in the beginning stages of their relationship, the shades are quite sepia-toned, which matches the look of the 1930s and 40s. The sepia tones are even more obvious in the beginning of the film when Carl and Ellie are still children. However, this is before the montage officially begins. Likewise, when they are going through the happy section of young love and adulthood, the colors are much more vibrant, rich, and full of life. Even during the happy sections of their elderly life, the colors have a sweet tone. As Ellie's health declines, the colors become much more dark and considerably gray-toned. The slide transition from the joyous nursery decorating straight to the hospital room is arguably the turning point of the entire montage. The transition, color, sound, and the shot itself all work together to create an abrupt drop in mood. There is also the symbol of the blue balloon. The blue balloon is significant in the relationship, being evident at some point in every stage of their lives. The color, always being blue, connects the blue balloon to the thought of Ellie. So everywhere we see a blue balloon, we'll think back to her. Even in the big bunch of balloons that Carl tied to his house, you'll notice that there are more blue balloons than other colors. Married Life also incorporates a variety of different shots and angles. Some of these are then, in a sense, recreated later in the montage to show a contrast between the past and the present. This is when the composition of the shot itself is very similar in two shots at different times. Despite the fact that it's an animation, mise-en-scène also does play a part in Married Life. Another main element to the montage is the sound. In Married Life, there is no dialogue, and there are no sound effects. In fact, regarding sound effects, one of the directors of Up told Los Angeles Times, "We even had sound effects in that sequence for a long time, like the jars with their money to South America smashing, and the tire in the car popping, as we took all of that stuff out as well, and just left Michael Giacchino's score." The score also helps give a 1930s to 40s vibe to the montage. Although it keeps the same basic melody throughout the whole piece, different instruments are used at different times to match what's happening on the screen. So, even though it's a coherent and structured piece of music that flows together, at different points in the montage the instruments are completely different. Sometimes we hear a whole group of instruments together like an orchestra. And sometimes we hear only one or two playing at a time, depending on the shot. So, to conclude, Married Life almost could have been a movie in and of itself. However, its intention is to give the audience an important sense of context for the main plot. Up is an amazing example of how even a montage can be a tearjerker, and how just a 5-minute scene can tell someone's whole life story with meticulous detail and emotion. It's kind of a stereotype that montages are just a lazy excuse for showing that time is passing. However, Married Life completely proves the stereotype wrong.